Hey folks, welcome back to the Pixels and Projects podcast. I'm Johnson, and as always, I'm joined by the ever-energetic Jody. How you doing today, Jody?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, Johnson. Excited for this one. Resource management is like the bread and butter of project life, right? Especially when you don't have enough of anything.
Ain't that the truth? And it's not just us. According to the Project Management Institute's latest report, 44% of project managers say resource constraints are their number one headache. That's almost half. So if you're feeling stretched thin, you're in good company.
And I think a lot of folks just kind of jump in, start assigning tasks without really knowing what their team can do. But mapping out your resource landscape, like actually writing down who knows what, can be a total game changer.
Yeah, and there's data to back that up. Gartner found that organizations with a documented skills matrix are 32% more likely to hit their deadlines. That's a big deal. I mean, just having a simple spreadsheet with everyone's skills, their strengths, and what they're already working on. It sounds basic, but it works.
So, Johnson, what's the first step for someone who's never done this before? Like, how do you even start building a skills inventory?
Honestly, start small. I remember this one time I was running a project, this was, maybe 10 years ago, and I thought I knew my team inside out. Turns out one of my QA guys had a background in graphic design. I only found out because I asked everyone to fill out a quick skills survey. That guy ended up redesigning our dashboard and saved us from hiring a contractor. So just ask your team. You might be surprised what you find.
I love that. Sometimes the hidden gems are right under your nose. And, y'all, don't overthink it. Just a simple list with names, main skills, and maybe a column for secret talents or want to learn can get you started.
Exactly. And once you have that, you can start seeing where your gaps are, or where you might be overloading someone without realizing it. It's all about visibility.
Speaking of visibility, let's talk about tools. I mean, back in the day, it was all sticky notes and whiteboards, but now we've got so many digital options. Monday.com, ClickUp, Asana, Microsoft Project. There's something for every budget and team size.
Yeah, and you don't need to break the bank. Monday.com even has a free tier, and it's got some pretty robust features for tracking who's doing what. McKinsey found that teams using visual resource management tools saw a 28% improvement in how they use their resources. That's not nothing.
Oh, for sure. I remember the first time I set up a digital tracker for a remote vendor team. I was nervous, like what if it was too complicated? But honestly, it was a lifesaver. Suddenly, I could see at a glance who was overloaded and who had some wiggle room. And it made conversations with stakeholders much easier because I could just show them the board.
And the cool thing is, different tools fit different teams. If you're a small team, something like ClickUp or Asana might be perfect. Bigger teams might need Microsoft Project. But the point is, get something that gives you real-time visibility. No more guessing games.
And don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes you got to try a couple before you find the one that clicks with your team. And hey, if all else fails, a good old spreadsheet still works in a pinch.
Yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. The main thing is to start tracking so you can spot issues before they become full-blown problems. And as we talked about in our last episode, having clear documentation and visibility is what keeps remote teams running smooth.
Now, let's get into one of my favorite topics, cross-training. I mean, if you want to build a resilient team, you got to make sure folks can cover for each other. LinkedIn's 2024 report says peer learning programs can cut bottlenecks by almost half. That's huge.
Yeah, and it's not just about covering vacations or sick days. It's about making sure your project doesn't grind to a halt if one person gets pulled onto something else. I read about Sarah Chen. She was a junior PM at a tech startup, and she paired her only front-end dev with 2 back-end folks for an hour a day. After 3 months, they cut development delays by 40%. That's wild.
And morale goes up too. People love learning new things, and it keeps the work interesting. But Johnson, what's a simple way for someone to start cross-training if they've never done it before?
Honestly, just pair people up. Maybe someone who's strong in one area with someone who wants to learn. Set aside an hour a week or even just 30 minutes. Keep it informal at first. The key is to make it part of your routine, not a one-off thing.
I agree. But I also think you got to be intentional. Like, don't just say, hey, go learn from each other. Give them a little structure, maybe a checklist, or a mini goal for each session. Otherwise, it can fizzle out.
That's fair. I guess it depends on your team's style. Some folks like structure, some like to just dive in. The important thing is to start somewhere. And honestly, even a quick team meeting to talk about who wants to learn what can spark some great ideas.
And don't forget to celebrate the wins. When someone picks up a new skill or helps out in a pinch, shout it out. It builds that culture of learning and teamwork.
Couldn't agree more. So whether you're mapping out your team's skills, trying out a new tool, or kickstarting some cross-training, remember, resource management isn't about having more, it's about making the most of what you've got.
That's right. And if y'all have stories or questions about managing resources, drop them in the comments or send us a message. We love hearing from you.
All right, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us on the Pixels and Projects podcast. We'll be back next week with more tips for remote teams. Jody, always a pleasure.
Always Johnson. Take care, everybody. See y'all next time.